Alright, I know it's been a while since I've put out a video, but I'm going to try this, give it a shot. This is my second time my camera failed on me. Okay, salt, vinegar, and water, and dish soap weed killer. I know everybody uses the standard household type vinegar. It's only like between 3 and 5% acidity. But that's not good enough. If you want something that's actually going to kill grass in your driveway and in the cracks of concrete and stuff like that, it will kill some weeds. There are some grasses that it will not kill. One of the grasses I know it will not kill is Bahia, which is commonly used as hay. I'll show you what I use to make it with first. I use this. It's 45% vinegar, concentrated industrial strength, 9 times stronger than regular household vinegar. It's sewer and septic safe, biodegradable. I use a half a gallon of this. This is my little recipe here. First thing I do is I stir 1 cup of salt, just common table salt, into 5 cups of boiling water. 4 cups of water won't do it. All the salt won't dissolve. You want the salt to completely dissolve in the water before you add it. Otherwise you're going to have a buildup of salt particles down in the bottom of your sprayer and you'll have to keep washing that kind of crap out. But it will not dissolve in 4 cups. It takes 5 cups of water to dissolve 1 cup of salt. And you want to stir it into the boiling water vigorously until it's dissolved. It only takes about a minute. Pour that into your sprayer. Then you pour half a gallon of the vinegar into the sprayer and add 1 tablespoon of dish soap. Dawn is what I find works best because of its grease cutting action. It tends to act as a better surfactant than any other dish soap. Okay. I've got a 1 gallon sprayer right there. I've already got some mixed up in it. Got about 3/4 of a gallon left in there. But I'm going to show you what this stuff does. Right here beside my wife's car, I sprayed this 6 days ago. And you can't see it real well, but all that along the edge of her car is dead. And you can see this strip right there. I'll show you this way. You can see the brown strip. Now, like I said, Bahia is the one grass that this stuff does not kill. Now, I've got a lot of patches like this right here. This is a patch of Bermuda that's coming up. I can spray that. I'm regrading my driveway. That's why you see the lines in it. I've had a neighbor come over with his box blade and grade it up. A lot of the grass is already growing back now. I didn't stay on top of it as best as I should have because it was just so damn hot. It was like anywhere from 101 to 103 degrees, and the heat index was like 112, and I could only work for about an hour out here. Age is catching up to me, so the heat affects me a lot more now than it did before. But there are a lot of these spots right here, like that right there. You can see the green coming back through. That's nutsedge. But I got a section over here of St. Augustine grass that is growing right on the edge of my boat shed here. And you see all the green right there. And all that about a 1.5 to 2 foot strip right across that front right there. This was done 3 weeks ago. I sprayed it with the vinegar mixture, and you can see it's dead. And I mean dead, dead. There's another little spot right there that I just sprayed. And this is the nutsedge. This is the nutsedge grass. It has usually when it gets matured and it's been in the ground for a while, you can see that long root on it right there. It'll start growing these little nuts. They look about anywhere from 3/8 to a 1/2 inch in size. And you can see I've got some right here that's all coming up. That's nutsedge. Now I did spray this nutsedge. I don't know if it's going to kill it or not, but I sprayed this stuff, about a week ago. I didn't spray the leaves on the grass itself. All I did was put the nozzle at the base of the grass and just sprayed it down into the ground. Now you can see this one right here, all the leaves and everything are starting to turn brown, and I did not spray them. That's coming from the capillary effect of it coming up through the roots. So I'm hoping that this is going to work if I just continue to do this on that particular type of grass. I'm going to try it again, maybe in a higher concentration on the Bahia grass, and see if that'll help. Let's see, I've got some more Bermuda coming up right there. It's just Bermuda's crazy around here. But once I spray that stuff, here's some dewberries. The dewberry, kind of like blackberry vine type stuff. I sprayed it 3 days ago, and it's just brown dead. Here's some type of a weed that grows in a kind of like a carpet form. I'm not exactly sure what they call it, but this is what it, and it just looks like green. It covers up like a carpet, and I sprayed it just on the surface, and it's all dead. There's a big circle of it. It's about probably 3.5 foot in diameter. Now, what really impressed me about this stuff, I'm going to show you right now. I had 3 years ago, I had all my trees cut down out of the backyard back here. There's over 300 pine trees that were cut down, and some other scrub trees. But on the front of the house here, I had 2 big old sweet gum trees. That's a depression of where the sweet gum tree was. And then the following spring, all these shoots started coming up in the yard. And what it is that the roots from the sweet gum tree travel out into the yard. And when you cut a sweet gum tree down, if you don't inoculate that stump right after you cut it down, it sends a signal into the tree, and the tree will start reproducing itself on the extension roots that come out in the yard. This one piece right here, I sprayed this about 3 weeks ago. This was standing up in the yard just like that, and I just walked over to it this morning, and I just grabbed a hold of a piece of it, and I just picked it up, and it just pulled right off. The roots are just absolutely dry. They're dead. That thing is dead. These others, I sprayed those about a week ago, and they've all just turned brown. And in the area, the vicinity, wherever those roots go out, I know that they go out into my driveway in that direction, and I know they go out in that direction, and this one right here goes out in this direction. but I see no more new growth coming up. And we had that stump ground 2 days after the tree cutters left from out of here. I had another guy come in and he ground that stump for me, and another one in the back, a big pine stump. This sweet gum, I didn't do anything at all to it. And this thing was huge, but we were worried about it blowing over on the house at some time. That stump right there, it's easily 3.5 feet across from one side to the other. And actually from this side to that side is almost 4 foot in diameter. Alright, but you can see all this growth that's in the yard, all these little bush looking things. That's all coming off of those are all saplings coming off of the root system. See, the root system comes out and it goes through the yard this direction and that direction. There's a stump piece right there. It goes out that direction, and it's just all the way around. Anywhere in the vicinity of this tree, these roots, here's the root, goes all the way out into the yard, and it's coming out heading towards my oak trees over there. So just trying it out, I wanted to see how well it would do. And I sprayed, let's see, which one is it? This one right here. This was the first one that I sprayed. The rest of them I just let grow, and the deer came by and ate them. But this one particular, I sprayed it. And the way I spray these, I don't just spray, you know, just a simple little spraying on it. I literally get the nozzle of the sprayer down in here, and I follow the edge of this tree trunk, and I follow it straight to the ground, and then I stick the nozzle right in the center of it, and I just sit there and I put at least anywhere from a half a cup to a cup of the mixture down in there. And within 3 days, this is what it starts looking like. I just sprayed these about 3 days ago. Now, if it's in direct sun, after I saturate the root system, then I come out and I spray the rest of the bush all the way. If I can get on the underside and spray up on the back side of the leaves, that's even better, because that way it prevents wash off. If it happens to rain a little bit or anything like that, it'll prevent that wash off. But I even got out here yesterday and sprayed some during the day, and we had a late afternoon thunderstorm. Rained for about an hour. We got an inch of rain, but it doesn't seem to have affected any of this. All this stuff is still dying. And you can see it just it's all just turning black and dying back. All this up underneath this oak tree right here, all these black spots that you see, those are saplings, sweet gum saplings, coming off of the extended root system from that one stump. And they come all the way into my yard over here. And I've sprayed every one of these. I go by and I spray each and every one of these. I put it down, like I said, put it at the base of the stalk, and stick it right on the surface of the ground and spray. These smaller ones I don't put, you know, near as much. I just about 1/4 of a cup maybe. And then I come up and I spray the rest of the bush itself. These particular ones, like this one right here, and this one right here, and this one right here, you see they're still a little green. I just sprayed those yesterday. Okay, so it's going to take those a couple more days probably before they actually turn black. But like I said, when I first sprayed that one main one right there that my finger's pointing at, that was the first one that I sprayed. And within a few days after I sprayed that, I'd say about 4 or 5 days later, I noticed that there were some of these smaller ones out here in this area of the yard had already started turning black also, which tells me that the capillary effect was working from that system over there, it was coming all the way across the yard, and it was killing the smaller ones also. But just for the sake of argument, I went ahead and I sprayed all these out here also. It looked like I missed one. No, I didn't. Yeah, I think I missed this one. That's one that I missed right there. And I think I just saw another one over here that I missed. But I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to spray it again. For a couple weeks anyway, I'm going to let all this stuff out here. I'm just going to go ahead and let it die. Then I'll come and I'll pull them all out of the ground. And any new stuff, then I'll re-hit it. But I saw another one over here somewhere that I hadn't even sprayed because it was just looking like it was brand spanking new coming up out of the ground. Can't seem to find it now. But once I cut all, once I pull all these out of the ground, it'll be more noticeable, be easier to spot. It's in some of this St. Augustine grass right here somewhere. But anyway, the vinegar weed killer, if you just use the standard stuff, you'll be spraying your weeds every couple days because they'll keep coming back. It's just the acid in the vinegar just isn't strong enough. But that's what it starts looking like. And then once it goes black, you can just walk over to it and just pull it right off and it's done. And I've got a couple back here. One against the house right there. One right there. And one on the other side of that bush right there that I sprayed also. There's my stray cat that I've had for about 2 years now. He's becoming more friendly. He lets me pet him. He won't let anybody else near him. He run. He won't even, most of the time he won't let me take a picture of him with the camera. I call him Precious because he seems to think he's the cat's meow. So he's my little Precious. One of the other things that I wanted to show you, I'm experimenting with this particular tree out here. I don't know what kind of tree it is, but I've sprayed all around the root system of it, and then I sprayed the leaves. That's it right there. I don't know if any of you recognize that leaf, but I sprayed all down along the root system, and I even used a Tordon tree killer type stuff that once you cut the tree, you're supposed to put this stuff, you cover it on the cut areas of the tree, and it's supposed to kill it. And I guess I just didn't get it on there good enough, but it started growing back. So I sprayed the vinegar on it. I did the same thing. I saturated the ground. I probably put at least a cup of it down in the ground right there, and then I came up and sprayed the leaves on my way up. Another stuff is dog fennel. I've had good luck with this stuff on dog fennel. If you spray the entire plant, all the fronds and the root system, it does a good job. I've got a couple pieces out there that have turned completely brown and they just flat died. There's no new shoots coming up from it or anything. But that's it. Hope that helps.